Notice, in accordance with the new COPPA regulations, this episode of Quoth the Raven is intended for ages 16 and up. While some of the content we will sometimes feature is kid-friendly, the context of the episode is to address adults and inform them of said content within the research as consumers in service of their youth. In other words, parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, teachers, librarians, etc. There is the possibility of adult language present on the episode as well, rated TV 16 and up. Welcome once again to another edition of Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven. I'm your host, Lewis Bright Raven, 29-year veteran writer, illustrator, and editor of comics, science fiction, fantasy, horror, and role-playing games. And it is what did we get this week, Wednesday? What did you get today at the comic shop? Let me know in the chat, and I'll let you guys know what I got. But first, we have to see what questions we have. And let's see what they got in the questions box today. Kevin C. asks, are you ever going to review Ron Randall's Trekker series? You did buy them via the Kickstarter, right? Yes, I did. Many times over, actually. I need to get them all read, and I need to get them done. But I will dedicate a full episode to Trekker at some point. As well as some other stuff, because there's another question about to be asked by another person. Santos from Round Lake asks, when are you going to review the Ordo comic series by Sylvain Runberg and Sergei Pele? Or Pele. You bought those months ago. Yes, I did, and I haven't read them yet. So, yeah, what's going to happen in the future episodes, probably when season 4 starts next month, or early September, I'll start putting the series that have like multiple books, 5, 6, 7 books. I'll just review the whole line of books at that point, and that's when I'll get to Trekker and Orbital and other titles like that I haven't covered in the past, even though I've bought them. Okay. Multiple parties ask, how come you don't draw more live from blank pages? I mean, you always have a blue line preliminary done. Draw something from scratch. Okay, tomorrow. Soon enough for you? I'll be doing some live draw tomorrow afternoon, so that's when I'll be doing some stuff from blanks, and we'll see what I can come up with. Okay. Nick asks, do you read underground fanzines, underground comics, and will you show more of them on the channel? I do. I have in the past. I will try to do more in the future. The problem with underground fanzine stuff is that it can be very hard to find these days. A lot of the stuff isn't available in comic shops. And a lot of people that were doing fanzines or underground comics are now doing it more print on demand and more crowdfunding oriented than traditional underground. Because they're trying to get more. Well, they want to get paid basically if they can, so I can't blame them for that. So it's a little bit different scene than what it was, but yeah, I'll try and get some more stuff and more people involved on the show with that in the future. Our next question is from Sean M. From South Carolina. Who is your favorite Marvel and DC character? I think I've answered this before, but maybe I haven't. I don't know. I don't really have favorites today. When I was a kid, or when I started reading and collecting books in my early teens, I would have said Kitty Pryde Shadowcat from Marvel. With DC, I really don't know. I didn't really think of a favorite character. I guess you'd say I guess Batman. I don't know, but I don't really like the Batman of now, so it's kind of a hard thing. Like I said, today I don't really have any favorite Marvel or DC characters. Pop Culture Avenger says, "Hey Raven, how you doing, Pop? Hope you're doing all right today." But yeah, that's basically it. Is Shadow Cat from Marvel, and really that's only the Claremont era of the '80s and through up to around 90, 91. After that, I'm not really a fan of what they did with Kitty either. So there you go. But like I say, it is what it is. But if you guys have other questions, you can ask me at quothravenlbr72 at gmail.com. Subject QTR Q&A, and ask your question. I'll do my best to answer them here live on the show. That being said, let's see what I got this week. From last week's shipment that my shop did not get, I got Eve 3 from Boom Studios by Victor Laval and Jimmy Young with colors by Brittany Beer. I think it's colors by Brittany Beer. Yeah. I got Bermuda #1 by John Layman, Nick Bradshaw, and I don't know who O'Grady is offhand. Let me see real quick. Len O'Grady is the colorist. Okay. I'm looking forward to checking this out. We got Usagi Yojimbo 21. That's our regular thing. And since it is a kind of a new character, I bet this will go up again. Some high dollar prices too. It may not be the first appearance, but maybe that whole arc will go up in value. We'll see. Shakecraft #5 from Image. This is one of 2 different covers. This is the cover I preferred. And I think this is the concluding episode for this arc, but I'm not sure. And lastly, we got Everfrost #2 from Black Mask. I was not a huge fan of the first issue of this, but I'm going to go ahead and stick with it and see what happens. Now, I was supposed to get a number of other books this week that, again, Diamond screwed up and did not manage to get to my store somehow. Let me see what it was that's missing this week. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Okay. I was supposed to get Once and Future Volume 3 trade paperback. Didn't come in. I was supposed to get Stake #5 from Scout Comics. Didn't come in. And I was supposed to get Heavy Metal 308, which I didn't get. So that's 3 books I didn't get that I was supposed to get this week. Hopefully those will be in later this week or next week to talk about those. But that is pretty much all I've got this week for books, which is kind of a sad thing. Haven't had a chance to really start looking around on Indiegogo or Kickstarter. I think there's like 2 things I saw that I'm going to have to do a little more research on before I talk about them, but I hope to talk about them. One is I'll find it here real quick. It's probably in my podcast section. Let's see. Yeah, short box. One's a short box Kickstarter, which has 20 days to go, and they're about 2,500 short of their goal, 3,000 short of their goal. And you get 5 comics and candy from England. And it's all really indie stuff. So again, I'll probably bring a mention of this again, probably early next week, um, maybe on a Monday or something like that, after I've had a chance to get a good look at it. But Pop Culture Avenger asked me, did you notice if your shop ordered more Usagi than usual? No, they didn't. My guy does not tend to over order or um, play to the um, fan driven stuff, or the speculation drive stuff. He doesn't tend to do that too much. He prefers to order pretty much a set number for the shelf and then just pulls for his customers, as a general rule of thumb, unless he's going to do a special event, where he's trying to promote a special edition book, for a single issue, and then he might buy a bunch of copies for that. But then he's marketing that for like 2 or 3 weeks into that leading into that book's release. So it's a different situation. In fact, right now he's marketing Suicide Squad because of the new movie coming out August 6th, and they're going to have um, a get together, free showing of the movie on opening night for customers who sign up and get tickets. And they're going to have like you go to the theater and they're going to have shoot um, quiz bowl type event with prizes and all kinds of stuff like that, which I may actually end up going to, instead of, I don't know yet. It depends on the situation, but I might end up doing that, and selling some artwork over there as well. So we'll see. So that leaves us with one review this week, if I can find it. Here we go. And that is We Are Scarlet Twilight, #1. The publisher creator is Benjamin Morse. I paid $8 for two different cover versions, on Kickstarter. And genre science fiction / supernatural horror. It was released on July 7th, 2021. I got mine last week, but I didn't have a chance to read it and get it reviewed last week, so here we are. What it's about. The year is 1938, and Captain Lancet, aka Vlad Kingsley, Prince of Wallachia, is hunting the evil Scarlet Twilight cult. He learns that their leader is a woman named Madame Satanica while tracking some of her minions. Overpowering these henchmen and her mad scientist, Lancet transforms into his true self, a vampire, and kills them all, but realizes he needs to get to a gala ball event to stop Madame Satanica. When he arrives at the event, he is changed from his superhero identity to his civilian identity at this point. He is greeted by reporters, notably a woman reporter named Dorothea, or Dorothea, I don't know how he wants it pronounced. But then he is asked by the bodyguard of the Princess of Maltoria for his presence. Kingsley assumes that the princess is Madame Satanica because of her country's history with the occult and thinks he's walking into a trap, but when he gets to the princess's hotel room, they find it's been ransacked and that the princess is missing. Dun, dun, dun. This is the second cover. Lancet tracks the princess down, but too late. She has been ritually sacrificed by none other than the female reporter, Dorothea, who is actually Madame Satanica. Lancet tries to put an end to the cult once and for all, but the ritual works, and the blood god is awakened, who commands the vampire hero to sleep. When Lancet wakes up, it's decades later, and the Scarlet Twilight cult has seemingly taken over the world. What can Lancet and his supporters do to stop this evil reign? Has the cult of Scarlet Twilight already won? Well, what I thought about it. I admit that I didn't expect Lancet to be a vampire. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know if I missed that somehow in the previews of the book on Kickstarter or whatever, but it was a nicely done turn. The plot was somewhat obvious, but it's clean, it's direct, and it moves quickly enough that the audience doesn't necessarily have time or clues enough to figure out the twist that Dorothea is Madame Satanica at the end, and so it works well enough. The art is extremely well done. It is quite worth backing as a series. I don't know how many more issues the series will be off the top of my head, as this was a Kickstarter campaign, but as long as the quality remains at this level or it improves, which it always can improve, also get worse, but hopefully it'll stay at the same or improve, I'm sure that backers will stay with it, and that Morse will probably gain more readers as word gets out about the series. It's recommended for ages 13 up. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And that's mostly due to the fact that the plot is pretty obvious. But like I said, if it was a little more unique as to what was going on, it probably would have gotten a 4.5 to 5. It's that good of a book. Let's take a look at some of the artwork. Here he's confronting the doctor, mad scientist, and he's been trapped into this area, a warehouse area that has nerve gas filling up the area. And the mad doctor is like, nothing can save you from that nerve gas. You're going to die now, you know. And of course, he's like, well, whatever. And he does, he shoots his little razor gun, and he's like, okay, your nerve gas no longer can harm me. And breaks through the glass, which of course now affects his henchman somewhat. And he's asking him to surrender. And the big guy tries to attack him, and, well, Lancet just says, no, I don't think so. Right through the chest, right through the heart, and rips it out. He's like, wait a minute, what's going on? This isn't how it's supposed to happen. What's going on? You should be dead. Why aren't you dead? And that's basically because Lancet's already dead. He's a vampire. It doesn't affect him. He doesn't need to breathe it in, so it doesn't affect him. And then this is where we already find that the princess has been killed, and Dorothea has ritually sacrificed her, and the blood's going through all the trails on the pattern of the board there. And once it's done, that awakens the blood god. So that's pretty much it, guys, for this episode. I'll be back again tomorrow afternoon with live draw. And then on Friday night, 9 p.m., we'll be talking about the DVD series collection for the series Pennyworth, about Batman's butler Alfred Pennyworth when he was in England as MI6 or whatever organization, secret agent organization he was with. I haven't started watching it yet. That's what I'm going to do a little bit later this evening. Watch that whole thing up today and tomorrow for Friday. And then if I get any other additional stuff in, to review stuff, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is a quick episode. Unfortunately, I didn't get as much stuff in, this week like I was supposed to get. Those 3 extra books would have been another 5 minutes of lifetime, and it is what it is. That's why I tried to fill it more with the questions this week, but the questions are pretty straightforward this week as well. So, if you guys have any other questions, though, got any suggestions for what you might want me to draw tomorrow? I mean, some people have been asking me to draw my own characters, so that's probably what I'm going to end up doing tomorrow. Part of the show is draw my own characters, and those I can do relatively quick and without a prelim in place as a rule. But I tend to do a lot more prelims when I'm doing other people's characters. So, did you mentioned some stuff pop about different crowdfunders? No, not really. Right now, Recovery Incorporated was supposed to ship. Michael Pennant got the books, and there was an error in the printing, and he's been very forward about up forward about that, and he's getting it reprinted. Luckily, the printer acknowledged that there was a mistake on their end, as well as his. So both they're splitting the difference on the cost on the reprinting of the issue. But as soon as that gets in, they'll have those out. Um, as far as I know, everything else has been pretty much consistently coming out um, on time. Let's see here. Trekker is going to come out eventually here, anytime. Let's see. Evermore Falls just went to the printer yesterday, so that's on time. Let's see. Um, like I said, he's doing Trekker's still at stretch goals, so it's not ready to go to print yet. Let's see. Timeline update. The nebulizer. He's almost done. 2 days ago, he was on page 19 out of 24 pages. He was drawing it. He's had some health issues with his asthma, but he's expecting the digital release at the beginning of August. So, maybe a week or two, maybe a week and a half behind pace, but that's certainly not long overdue by any means. So I don't think there's anything I'm worried about right now as far as that's concerned, thankfully. So yeah, that's pretty much it, though. But did you have any other? I think you mentioned something else. Oh yeah, Bill. Yeah. See, I don't even care about that. It's not as Tukey omnibus; it's a she omnibus, right? Yeah. See, I don't. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's cool. I've never been a fan of she. Nothing against Billy as a person or the work. It's good work for what he does and everything, but it's just not my bag. And of course, we have been watching Lepresti almost daily, starting to promote that Wraith of God, and he started doing. He's inking pages live, I guess, or showing some of the work live on his page. But that won't be ready for even to launch the campaign until middle of next month. But it's good that he's working on the book and getting it done, hopefully before he actually even starts, um, really campaigning for it. So yeah, no problem. But yeah, I'm just a lot of the guys that were big in the '90s and early 2000s that are collecting their stuff like that. Um, and expanding and doing more stories with those characters, some of those guys, whether that's Tukey, whether that's Fraga, um, whether that's T Bear. Um, I have respect for them as individuals and as artists and stuff like that, but a lot of their content, story wise, was not something I was necessarily into either then or now. Um, So it's kind of like when you do something else that I'm interested in, I'll promote you. It tends to be the thing. Whereas Aaron has stuff I'm actually interested in. So it's the same thing with Graham. Sometimes I'm interested in this stuff, sometimes I'm not. So yeah, um, I guess that's kind of the thing. I mean, I like if I was doing um, Space of the Aliens, some people might like that, and some people might not. But if I was doing a different series that's a completely different art style, again, different audiences. So I wouldn't expect the same people to buy every single thing I work on. So um, I think that's pretty fair for everybody to deal with that as far as that goes. Okay, then. If you want to reach me out to me, Facebook, Lewis.BrightRaven, on Twitter at LewisBrightRave2. You can see more of my artwork at deviantart.com/BrightRaven. You're watching Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven, on Facebook and YouTube. The replay is on YouTube, as well as previous episodes that you can see on my channel. You can ask questions to me, email me for commissions or anything like that, quotheravenlbr72@gmail.com. And if I don't happen to respond to you, um, you can try lewisbrightRaven@yahoo.com. And Pop Culture asks, no midnight today? There he is. Sound asleep. He had dinner already. He had dinner an hour and a half ago, actually. Um, so he behaved himself today. Watch your baby. So, but yeah, that's pretty much art for today. So, I'll see you guys next time. And I got the wrong set of graphics today. Interesting. How'd that happen? Let me go back here. Let me see if I can find the right graphic. Here we go. Andy's going to set is on Graham Nolan's channel at 8 o'clock. Yeah, I got stuff I got to do. I got to watch Pennyworth. I can't be on everybody else's watching everybody else's stuff, so I might catch it later. Mondays, comics news and reviews. Wednesdays, what'd you get this week? Thursdays, usually I try to do roundtable talk with guests, but this week it is live draw in the afternoon. And Friday at 9 p.m., Genre Night, we'll be talking about Pennyworth, the series. And Saturday and Sunday, we'll have live draw again. So if you like this video or you think others might, hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons to continue to get content from this channel. I thank you kindly for your support, as always. Until then, see you next time. Have a good one.